while moving out of my own land and my own country, my my quest and my desire was to search for a place of better opportunity, of which I can say Kenya is. So it is definitely a land of onion milk for me.
Just at the age of 20, he decided that his time in Nigeria was up and began a long search for his next destination. A search that will later land him in Kenya, a place where he says he found so much success. But why Kenya? And how did he find success in a place where many struggle to? My name is Ronald Sanya, and tonight I host John Olusegun Kolade on the Heroes Hero segment.
You know, your story, it reminds me of the story of Abraham and the promised land.
Yes.
When God told him that I'm going to give you, get out of your father's land. I give you a land, a promised land full of honey and milk. You moved from Nigeria to Kenya. Do you think Kenya is a land of honey and milk for you?
Wow, what a great question. Yeah, because while moving out of my own land and my own country, my quest and my desire was to search for a place of better opportunity, of which I can say Kenya is. So it is definitely a land of onion milk for me, where, I can fulfill my heart desire, a place that can give me a start and a hope for what I desire to acquire and to become in life. So sure it is.
Wow. I was just thinking out loud and I was asking myself,
yes,
did the decision to move from Nigeria to Kenya come from within, or it was influenced by the people around your circle, or it was a voice from God, just like Abraham?
Oh, thank you, sir. I would say a lot of factor contributed, but like Abraham that you said, like there was this inner drive for me, because at the time I was in Nigeria, having finished my high school, joined the tertiary institution for a moment, but I couldn't. There's no satisfaction. There was that thing that I really desire, and I thought to myself, why not take the leap of faith? And Kenya was that country for me. I haven't made my research, I haven't seen, I haven't had many options.
Yeah.
I felt that drive, and I felt that inclination that Kenya will give me that which I desire. And that's why
I hope we gave you the hospitality that you always had of maybe in Nigeria. Well, what kind of a picture did Kenyans portray in Nigeria?
Wonderful people. Kenya portray to Nigeria. Well, funny, I have the picture, the image we usually have of Kenya, maybe due to the sport influence.
Yes.
And the long race and all of those. People think Kenya are people that just run and stuff. But Kenyans are loving, warm, people, peaceful people. Like, for me, what I've experienced is, I'm a kind of person that love serenity and, calmness. And Kenya, wonderful, calm, people. Yeah.
I'm sure you're not the first one to say that, and I believe you'll not be the last one.
Yes, sir.
So this is a hero segment where we talk about the heroes, and when you talk about the word hero, we cannot fail to mention the word success.
Obviously.
Because they come hand in hand.
Yes.
What does a real success mean to you?
A prolific question, a great question. A real success to me is the building of a community of human wealth capital. If I will use that language, what do I mean? The human resources and the people that come into our life. That's success to me. People that has played a role and in my life, in my journey, you see, that is success to me. People that has contributed majorly or in the little way possible you can think of, giving me, that supper and the time that there was no supper, giving that token and the time that, you are really in need of it. That is, success to the community of people, and influencing my life, influencing what I've become. That is success to me. Yeah.
Yeah, that's very wonderful.
Yeah.
You've been in Kenya for, if I'm not wrong, for about 5 years or so. I believe you found that success. You might have found that success in Kenya.
Yes.
And so when we talk about success, some of us, we come in a place or an area where we have somehow been disadvantaged. We come maybe from a poor family background. That means poor access to medication, poor access to healthcare, poor access to the essential services that made us or makes us to finding success being hard. Sometimes I usually relate success to like finding love. We yearn for it. We are desperate for it. We are pressurized by it. Sometimes we are heartbroken by it. What has been your approach to success?
Wow. Wow. My approach to success, like I will relate based on your justification, saying it's like love. You don't know you're not really certain about the end result of it, but you do that, that step of faith. That's my approach. And, intentionally, building the community of men. Again, I believe strongly. I'm a strong believer of that, wealth, like a saying that says, a tree doesn't make a forest. So my approach to success is, building a community of men, uh, meeting that one, two person, you see, that help sharpen me, that help build me, that help you know that help give me that uh, you know information, you know, uh, leading guidance, to every step and every, move at a certain time or at a certain point in life, to become or to carry out an agenda that I have, Yeah. Yeah. So that is my approach to success. You see, that, that, uh, that that person, that held my hand, meeting, reaching out and building the community of people. Yeah, so I'll say, uh, because I believe that the best capital we can have is the capital of man.
Yeah.
Men are blessing, such a great, great blessing that we can never neglect. Yeah, so that's
Sure.
yeah.
Thank you, Dylan. That's wonderful. I was just going through your story and I was wondering, initially when you moved from Nigeria to Kenya, or when you moved to Kenya,
Yes.
your intention was to do medicine, or you came purposefully to do medicine. But right now you are in evangelism. I don't know how you came to decide or how you made that decision and how your parents reacted about that being we are Africans and we know how African parents are.
Yes.
But now there's this word that have been said, and I believe you've heard about it, that if you are poor, you have no power. And being an evangelist and each and every day, maybe you are mingling with the people in church, most of them whom you find that they come from a poverty background or they are poor. What would you say it is a place of a church among the poor?
Prolific question, a profound question. The place of a church is for me to play a role of giving people hope and, hope and encouragement. Like you said, it is true. It is, we might neglect it, but it's almost true that, some people or more, some, and the, church might not be well off, but that does not mean they don't have power, because the word of God says, blessed are they that are poor in spirit, for their heritage is the kingdom of God. Apostle Paul said in his own word, he says, as yet poor, but making others rich. So our hope as the believer in the light or in the kingdom of God is, I can come poor, I can come lacking things, but, the role of the church is that it gives me that platform to translate from where I am to becoming, giving me that hope and that future to becoming what I want to be. So, the key role of the church is, building me up, because I'm a strong believer that one of the capital that make for success is spiritual agility and acumen. So the church plays the role of building you spiritually, because the spiritual is the real wealth. So the church gives the hope, uh, to people that we can say are needy in material thing. And testimony of such people that I came, to the church of God, I've lacking not having, little or having nothing.
Yeah.
And by my progression, in the fellowship and, remaining with God, God has made me so.
Yeah.
I believe that's
They become rich in faith and in spirit. Oh, wonderful. So what made the decision? How did you make the decision now to move or transition from medicine now to evangelism?
Evangelist.
Yes.
Oh, wow.
And because you have found success in it.
Yes.
Yeah.
Yes. For me, I would say it's an instruction from God, a direction by the leading of God, because for my transitioning from Nigeria to Kenya was that I had this dream, this young lad and this young person, uh, you know, view test you have that so much courage that, oh, I believe where I'm going, I will have better place and better, opportunity to become this surgeon, what will I say, person. But my transition into become doing the work of God, like you said, is me in the place of now searching purpose.
Yes.
Because at a certain time, it is not much of what you want. It is, you have that. There's that certain point in life whereby you have that yearning that what is really, why am I really here? You ask yourself that question. So it was at that certain point in time whereby I have that question, and by God's leading and God's direction, I know that, okay, this is what I'm supposed to do. This is who I am. So that is what birthed the transition.
Congratulations to that, and I wish you all the best in that venture. Now, they say that we become a product of our environment. I remember my own story. I grew up in a place where it was not really conducive for me, to do certain things. I don't know how about you. When you look back in your life, reflecting in your life as a childhood, would you say that your environment influenced you or played a part in who you are today, or in who you decided to become?
Oh, yes. Growing up, myself, I remember vividly growing up from a family of 7, 5 brothers, 4 brothers, myself making 5, 2 parent, just a little bit above the lower class community, as you see. So it was my environment not having seen, too many role models of what you want to become, but, seeing the people you're looking forward to.
Yeah.
Maybe on TVs, all of us have this role model that we look at. For me, I believe so much it was Ben Carson. I don't know if you know Ben Carson.
Yeah, of course.
Race doctor. So I said, wow, like if I read of his story, also coming from having been raised by a single mother, and it became so great. So I said, wow, if God can do this for this, why not? I also believe that God can do the same than where I came from.
Yeah, sure. When you say about that, it reminds me, when people see a successful person, they think that maybe this one is better off. He had a good livelihood. He had a good family support system. Yes. He came from a wonderful background. Uh, what is your earliest childhood memory that will say maybe fueled the passion to becoming the person who you are today? Because I remember, for example, me when I was growing up, I really wanted to be a journalist, and I would listen to most of the time KBC. At the time, my dad used to have a small radio, and most of the time we used to tune in on KBC and listen to these wonderful news anchors. I don't know if you know them, if it's necessary for me to mention the names, but the likes of Carol Robbie, the likes of Martin Kingasia, and they fueled my passion. Every time I would listen to them, I would say, I want to become like them. I want to be reading the news passionately, the same way they are doing. What is your earliest childhood memory that you think fueled the passion into becoming who you are today?
Wow. Thank you so much, sir. I would say one of my earliest picture is I remember because while growing up about my high school age, when I was in high school, I had a little difficulty with my eyesight, and that will take me to go to the hospital. Remember, I have my passion was to become a doctor.
Yeah.
So, going to the hospital, I remember then it was called Lagos State Teaching Hospital. I will see, you have to go to the hospital very early so that you can be attended to, quickly. So, being in the hospital environment, I will see the doctors arrive and they were so young, so young. And
it is very funny because from dreaming of attending to patients in hospital, now you are attending to souls in church.
Thank you, Phil.
So, John, if you were to take away everything that you've ever achieved, and I mean everything that you've achieved so far, and you were to start from scratch, and the goal was for you to be the best, how would you approach that?
Having gone through some, episodes in life, and having accumulated some experience from those episodes, and having learned, I would say my approach and how I would do that is I would draw from the you know the the lessons that I've learned, so that it will give me advantage of time. You see, for example, I will say I will go into discovering myself earlier.
Yeah.
That is that is one of the place whereby it give us a hindrance kadogo, or it slows our journey in life, knowing what we are here to do. You see, so I would say I will go into doing that earlier, at a early stage. Now, knowing myself, I would take responsibility, of what that demands from me, and having known right now that success is not a journey of one man. Is not a thing you can achieve alone, but is the blessing of man and relationship and people that God brings to you.
Yeah.
I will learn more how to, relate of myself, like personally, and due to personality, I'm somebody that is very, away from people a little bit, but I will learn better, how to use the human capital, the blessings of man.
Yes.
I will learn that early, and so that I can gain maximally from that.
Yeah, you are right, because when we are growing up, we were living each day as it comes. You had nothing in mind on how you are going to approach it. But now, having learned those lessons, now you will know, as you were saying, you'll know how to approach it day after day, in the various ways that you have learned, the lessons that you've gained along the way. Yeah, you are right.
Well, there's so much talk and argument over what it means to be successful. Some think if you have a large amount of money, then you are successful. Others think you need to be famous to be deemed successful, but I think all you need is leading on your purpose. Well, that has been John's success story, full of lessons, a hero in his own way. We can't wait to hear from you and appreciate together those who have contributed to your success and were heroes. Please like, share, and subscribe for our next episode. Thank you.